Hello everybody, Cal here. So today's episode is going to be about a card called Sarlac. I believe it's like Sarlac the Eternal. Yeah, Sarlac the Eternal. Now, he's a 1/1 for 3 mana, legendary. That every time he dies, at the end of your turn... Oh no, sorry. Doesn't give a spell. Every time he dies, he immediately resummons on a random space. I believe it's an unoccupied space. I have had some hilarious things where I've used Consuming Rebirth, which destroys a minion, and at the end of the turn resummons it on the same space and gives a +1/+1. I used this one time on a damaged Vorpal Reaver. So I hit 2 things, he had 1 health left, and then I used Consuming Rebirth on him. So it summoned the 6 Wraithlings, and of course destroyed the Vorpal Reaver. At the end of my turn, it was going to resummon him as a 7/7 Vorpal Reaver. But my Sarlac attacked something, died, and the random space it chose was the exact space where my Vorpal Reaver was supposed to be resummoned. And so it canceled the spell, and I just lost the Vorpal Reaver. Oh, pardon me. So that was unfortunate. Pardon me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to be coughing. The reason why scheduling has been all messed up with videos coming out at sporadic different times of the day is I'm not feeling too great, but I'm getting better. I'm getting better, so I apologize. But Sarlac, so a 3 mana 1/1, even with that ability, he might seem very underwhelming. And right now, especially, a lot of people are teching against Songhai. They want lots of healing, they want fast decks, and this deck isn't necessarily fast. If it gets a really early Darkfire Sacrifice into a big guy, sure, it's a fast deck. But Songhai now kind of can deal with it. They just use some spells on it, and it's gone. So today I want to show you a replay where I fought against Spellhigh, which is, in my opinion, a decent deck. Again, I haven't been laddering very hard this season, so I am in silver. I definitely know I can get to gold if I had the time. I just have had a lot going on, haven't been able to ladder, so I do apologize that this season a lot of the games have been in Silver League. I keep getting on the cusp of gold, and then not playing, you know, except for when I'm recording, and that sentence also got messed up. I keep getting on the cusp of gold, but I'm basically almost only playing games when I'm recording because of just what I have going on. Lots of appointments, lots of other stuff happening. I'm trying to like get back in shape, so I'm spending a lot of time exercising and all that good stuff, and dealing with like the disability offices a lot. But that's not the point. The point is Sarlac. A lot of people have been saying that they like Sarlac, but he's only good if the meta is slow. And with Songhai around, Sarlac isn't worth it. Now, I can understand that in any deck that's not so reliant on Sarlac, sure. But in this deck, Big Abyssian or any similar list where you're using Sarlac, I think he's fine. Because a lot of the minions that Songhai summons don't have a ton of health. And sometimes the 1 damage from Sarlac is useful. You can use them to break artifacts. Because I can hit Songhai, do a chip damage to the artifact, and then get resummoned. You know, a lot of times if they throw on a Mask of Shadows, they're going to backstab one of your minions to kill it for free, and then because they have 4 attack, a lot of the things that you attack them with will then also still die. So they get a lot of free minion clears. Just kind of like Arclight Regalia. A lot of things will die trying to break that artifact. So, Sarlac, in my opinion, is brilliant right now. Because it deals with all that stuff. I'm going to go ahead and jump in a replay here. It is going to be a win. Man. I have been having the best luck with Vanar. Although, to be completely honest, a lot of these losses are from me getting bursted down by Songhai. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, these 3 in a row were all Songhai that I just lost to getting double. I literally lost all 3 of these to someone getting double Mask of Shadow and then backstabbing me. But regardless, as you can see, I have not been playing a super lot lately, and like I said, I just have a lot going on. So I do apologize that these are Silver League matches, but I still think they're worth showing you. So today, like I said, Sarlac is the star. I kind of want to show him and how he works. Now this is specifically for Abyssian. I'll put that in the title. You know, my thoughts on Sarlac in Big Abyssian right now. My opponent took a little while to connect, I believe. Let's open this up. So Sarlac, if you're going second, in my opinion, is a great opening because, excuse me, because your opponent can't just simply, like, kill it. It's not like you play a Mystic, and the Mystic doesn't even heal you, and then dies to, you know, the Tusk Boar. It's gonna stick around. There's not a ton of people right now that are running, you know, silences. My Magmar deck is running 2. Some Abyssians also run 2. I can't remember what they're called. The 2/2 that silences a space. That silences you know, a nearby area. Ephemeral Shroud. Other than that, I'm not too sure. But like, so you see here, Sarlac can't be removed because he'll just come back. And now, because of him, I'm able to start picking up kills. I'm able to get rid of this, for instance. I was debating here whether or not I wanted to grab this mana crystal this turn. And I decided I didn't really think I want it. But sadly, he's in a position that I don't want. I was hoping that he would summon somewhere over here so that I could assassinate, so that I could play a mini Jaxi here and then use my Nightstar Assassin on this Mana Forger. But now there's a great synergy of Consuming Rebirth. I run 2 of these in my deck simply for multiplicating Sarlac the Eternal. They don't work with Reaper of the Nine Moon because Reaper of the Nine Moon summons the minion that it steals to the opponent's deck on the same space as it. So it's obviously not going to be very useful in that department, because it'll just cancel the summoning of the Reaper of the Nine Moons coming back. But at the same time, it's also decent on Vorpal Reavers, but it's almost entirely for multiplying our Sarlacs for our Deathwatch synergy with Shadow Dancers and just having more damage on the battlefield that is almost never going to go away. So now, even if one gets silenced, of course, and now again here, he's able to do 3 damage to me, but if he attacks with this Tusk Boar, because of Sarlac being on the battlefield, we're able to once again deal with it. Now here I had a huge debate on whether or not I wanted to hit this with myself, but I decided against it because against Songhai, of course, you definitely don't want to be just taking straight damage. So instead I go for his Mana Forger, I attack him to do the damage and break stuff. I sacrificed this Sarlac to try to get him in a better position, and of course I did. And then this one, I probably should have multiplicated this one, to be honest, but it doesn't really matter too much because all of my Sarlacs are over here. But Sarlac in Abyssian just has so much potential, right? If I didn't have Sarlac, say my first turn I had played a Mystic or a Primus Fist or just a Jaxi, my board state right now would be very, very weak. And this would probably be looking like a loss because I'm down so much health against the Songhai. And I know 1922 doesn't seem like quote-unquote so much health, but it really is in this matchup. Since Songhai is so prevalent right now, you know, I feel like it's a relevant thing to talk about. As you can see. So, this is perfect. You got 2 Rejuvenators in a row. I'm not afraid to show my back to the Songhai player, mainly because I'm going to be blocking my back. And because of Sarlac, I was able to sacrifice a minion, keep it on the battlefield, and then summon 2 really good minions this turn. Emerald Rejuvenator, in my opinion, is considered a very good minion, especially in the metagame right now. Farwin's Magi, one of my favorite cards that is part of a faction that I don't personally play. And again, like Ghost Lightning, it doesn't matter too much because my Sarlacs can't die. They're just going to keep coming back. Sarlac also combos very well with like Ritual Banishing. So you can sacrifice a Sarlac, kill something, and then it just comes right back. And even though Sarlac, a lot of people don't like the random part of it, the fact that Sarlac just goes to a random place on the battlefield. But I like it personally because sure, you don't get to choose where it resummons. One, that would probably make it a little too powerful. It would need to cost more mana at that point, and then it wouldn't be worth it. But also on top of that, the fact that Sarlac goes to a random place, your opponent has to constantly adapt to where your Sarlacs are. Because a 1/1 doesn't seem that threatening until it can't die, and it's everywhere. Now that was weird to me, that he didn't kill one of the rejuvenators. I wanted to put her somewhere safe. And then have her watch my back. And now remember that this is my board state with only one Sarlac. I'm running 3 in the deck. 3 Sarlacs. So I still have the potential to get 2 more and have 5 Sarlacs on the battlefield. Every game that I've gotten 3 to 5 Sarlacs on the battlefield, I've almost always won because they help you retain board control so well, despite only being 1/1s. I think Sarlac is a very, very good card, even if the meta is fast. Because late game, you can summon them and then immediately use synergy, right? So like you can summon a Sarlac and have a Shadow Dancer on the battlefield, and then immediately use Ritual Banishing to kill it, kill a minion, gain 1 health, do 1 damage. You can play a Sarlac and then immediately sacrifice it with Ritual Banishing. It'll resummon itself. You can play something else with it. It's very good. And if you have Ritual Banishings and you have a bunch of Sarlacs in your hand, you can play the Sarlacs. Ritual Banishing is a card I'll talk about in a different video because it's a very good card. But it's just like the card Ritual Banishing, since you're already gonna have enough mana eventually to play since you're already gonna have enough mana eventually in order to play what's the word? To play your big stuff, it's okay to use Ritual Banishing simply for the sake of getting more things on the battlefield, even if they are small. Now the Mystics here were to block his paths. The positioning is always important, even though this is the point of the video, I'll bring it up. You always want to think about rush minions when you're fighting a deck like Songhai that tries to rush you down. So I placed this Mystic here so they couldn't just walk forward, and then, and I put her here so he couldn't just walk forward and play rush minion and try to hit me. He can walk down here and play rush minion, he can't get out. He would have to kill this, walk forward, and then again there's stuff in the way. So that's why I have this weird spacing, even though Songhai isn't necessarily a deck. They don't have Mecantor War Beast, they don't have Aspect of the Mountains, they don't have... The only AoE they have is usually Sword of Mechazor, and even that isn't ran in Spell High. I don't believe. I could be wrong. I don't remember seeing it in Spell High, but in this game. But Sarlac, if it was not for Sarlac, this would not have been a win. I really should just be playing this Abyssian deck because not only is it my favorite deck, but it has the highest win rate. When I play Vanor and play Magmar, I don't win very often, and I don't think it's because the decks are bad. I think it's just that this is my playstyle. I really like Magmar, and I got to Diamond with Magmar last season. But I feel like if I just committed and started being able to play this a lot again, which by next season I definitely will have a lot of time to go back to playing this game, I promise. I think I'd be a lot higher. So excellent. Hope you guys enjoyed. That's my opinion on Sarlac, and I'll see you guys in the next video.